Drones and electric vertical takeoff and landing, or eVTOL aircraft, aim to be common modes of transportation and delivery.
Electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft have the potential to completely change how we live and work.
Small drones can deliver packages that can have life-changing effects, like medical supplies and medicine.
Today, we essentially have flying laptops. The possibilities of what they can do are limitless.
With drones, DroneUp has changed the way Walmart is able to deliver its packages in a fraction of the time of traditional methods.
It's access. We are going to democratize speed, and that's where drones come into play.
I'm Dawn Zoldi, a former military attorney. Even then, I knew that drones were going to change the world, and today we see this coming to fruition. It's so incredible to be a part of history in the making. It's time to go behind the wings. We're here at Archer's headquarters in Palo Alto, California for two big things today. First, the flight test of the Maker. In fact, it's the first transitional flight we're going to see. We're also going to get a sneak peek at Archer's Midnight aircraft. That's their commercial model. And the vision here is for it to be a rideshare. It's going to change the face of transportation. Think about hailing an Uber or a Lyft. Well, instead of getting into that car, you're going to hop in one of these. And instead of possibly sitting an hour in traffic, you're going to get there in 10 minutes. We're here inside the lab, and behind me is the Maker.
We're going to see this aircraft fly later today. It's a demonstrator, and they're doing flight testing.
So what they're going to show today for the first time is transitional flight.
That means taking off vertically in a hover to forward flight, where the wings are providing most of the lift.
So to understand better how this thing flies, we're going to hear from the Chief Operations Officer here at Archer, Tom Muniz.
So I was a young engineer doing airplane design work and had the opportunity to start working on new, exciting electric airplanes. And back 10, 12 years ago, that was like a crazy idea. Electric airplanes, like what does that even mean, right? But batteries are continuing to get better, motors are continuing to get more lightweight, and so actually you could make a new type of airplane to do some really cool stuff, putting all the technology together. So that's kind of what you see behind us here today.
What's different about it than designing just a conventional aircraft?
One of the unique things about the aircraft that we're developing here at Archer is that it's not just electric, but it also takes off and lands vertically. So it doesn't need a runway, it takes off like a helicopter. But unlike a helicopter, it doesn't have one big rotor system. It actually has many small propellers all around the aircraft. And the way you can do that is by having electric motors, which you can scale down, and then you have this inherent redundancy in the system, meaning any of the motors can fail and the aircraft still flies safely. That's only enabled by electrification. It's super cool.
I imagine the lower cost for things like maintenance could also translate into savings for consumers. Like if someone wants to fly on this aircraft, like how does that translate?
We envision these airplanes flying in networks where they're kind of hopping one flight to the next, doing lots of trips per day. And what that translates into is really low operating costs, and that translates into low ticket prices. In the future, you'll be able to get out the Archer app, and you'll be able to say, hey, I'd like to go to this destination, and then that'll reserve a seat on a flight like this. Then you'll be able to go to the vertiport, and then you'll take your Archer to wherever you want to go.
So think about hopping on a plane virtually from anywhere, whether it's from a dock, a rooftop, or a parking lot. And once you start cruising, they rotate down and fly like propellers on an airplane. Here we are at the tail of the aircraft. Now, on a normal airplane, this is where the exhaust would normally come out. Noticed? There is none. So what's so special about electric? A couple of things.
Quieter, safer, more sustainable and accessible.
Those are all bonuses. On the downside, batteries can have limited lifespans and can be heavy. We are at the airport right now and we're getting ready for the flight test demo. It's going to be awesome. So we made it to the Salinas airport. This is an active airfield and we're getting ready for the flight test of the Maker. It is an uncrewed aircraft that's about 80% of the production model that Archer is putting out for urban air mobility. They've gone through a small drone demonstrator to the larger Maker 80% demonstrator to what we're going to see later, their big production model for urban air mobility. So the future is here.
Oscar Bravo Whiskey.
We've been cleared for takeoff, and what we're seeing now is the plane is lifting vertically. It's going to hover. Pretty cool.